Hi everyone, I'm Julia Schaefer and welcome to Farewell My Manicure TV. On this week's episode, I give a new lease of life to some retro bar stools. We talk about growing asparagus when we get down and dirty in the garden. And up next, I just want to share with you a sustainable option for one of the things you use in your bathroom every single day. Let's get started, shall we? Hi everyone, it's Julia from Farewell My Manicure. Well, I've got you in my bathroom today because I want to talk to you about another one of those single-use items that we need to get out of our families and out of our environment. And you might not have even considered it a problem. In Australia, over 30 million of these little devils are produced every year. Toothbrushes, plastic toothbrushes. They amount to 1,000 tonnes of landfill. And that's just in Australia alone. Imagine that on a global scale. It's incredible. The plastic that these guys are made of won't break down in our lifetime or the lifetime of our children. So it's just an environmental disaster. So there is an alternative. Mine just arrived in the mail today. The bamboo toothbrush. Isn't it cool? This one's invented by a Brisbane dentist. It's called the environmental toothbrush. You can order them online and they're made of sustainable bamboo. So, you know how if you've ever planted bamboo in your garden, it runs rampant. It replaces itself very, very quickly. So no deforestation is needed in the creation of this toothbrush. Cellulose fibres are the bristles and bamboo, obviously, as the base. So go ahead and buy yourself some of these environmentally friendly bamboo toothbrushes. The cool thing is, you can also recycle them as a garden stake. Can you imagine just writing parsley on this and sticking it in the garden, in your pot plant, so you can tell that it's parsley? It's a fantastic idea. So, renewable, recyclable, biodegradable. Even the packaging that they come in will be broken down over the next 6 months to 2 years. So very, very good for the environment. And they're very cool to hang on to too. Very neat. So please go ahead and get some. Order them online, $36 for a box of 12. They'll last you a long, long time and you'll be doing something amazing for the environment. Well, my husband's down the shed making some unique tables for the outdoor area out of recycled 44-gallon drums. I'm going to renovate these U-Butte retro stools that I bought from the Lifeline warehouse yesterday. They were only 10 bucks each, really good value, and they're solid as a rock, as so many of the old pieces of furniture are. So instead of rushing out and buying some cheap items, renovate. Think about buying used gear and renovating it, recycling it, upcycling it to make it something more modern. Now today is not a real power tools day because you can't really call a staple gun a power tool, but it's one of those amazing pieces that you should have in your toolbox, particularly if you want to upcycle furniture, reupholster things, or if you want to create some new pieces out of recycled bits and pieces to be on display in your house. So it's a really great tool to have. So the first thing that you need to do is take the screws off that connect the legs and the base plate to your top of your stool, your seat of your stool. Using your Phillips head screwdriver, just removing the screws, very simple to do. There we go, and it comes away really easily. Now I found an article in my home that's just a little bit bigger, a couple of centimetres bigger all around than the cushion that we're trying to cover. So it was this cake plate that I've got, cake display plate. So I'm going to use that as a template to make some circles now on my cow print fabric. Isn't this gorgeous? I bought it when it was on special at Spotlight, so I've got lots of it. And we're covering 2 stools today, so I'm going to make 2 circles now. So placing your template down on the fabric, just draw around it with a pen. Right the way around. And as I said, we're going to be doing 2, so I'm going to do 2 straight up. There we go. And of course we're going to need the edge strip to go around here. So I'm going to measure this, how deep it is, and then add a couple of extra centimetres on for where I'm going to machine attach this part to the top. So there you have it. I've sewn all the way around the circle now, and we can turn it inside out and then pop them on the stools and see how well we've done. It's a little bit shocking when it comes to measuring, so I'm crossing my fingers. Okay, let's see how it fits. Stretch it over, pull it down. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Hey, I'm kind of proud of myself. That actually worked out quite well. So now that it's on, what we need to do is turn it over, and now we're going to staple gun it directly onto our cushion base. Now, as we do this, you need to give it some tension. So what I do is all four corners, it's a circle, I know, but up, down and sideways to secure it, and then we take little tucks as we staple gun to make sure that it folds in and makes it tight, because you don't want it sloppy on the top, because when people sit on it, actually it's going to stretch a little bit anyway, so you want it to be quite tight. So here we go, let's get that staple gun ready. If you haven't used one of these before, you really need to have a go at it. They're quite fun. All right, so we're going to start with the top, press down really hard, and it shoots the staple into the article. And go around the other side, pull down really hard, shoot it in. Then the other, east and west, I guess. East, pull it in, west, and then continue around, taking a little tuck as you go. Don't staple your finger. Let's see if you can see that. See how nice and neatly that's in there now? Nice smooth surface. This is going to work out really well. I'm just going to keep going now and finish both of the cushions. So once your cushion's completely recovered, you go ahead and attach the base. So there you have it. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love it. I love anything that's cow print. So how easy was that to do? I encourage you to go out to Lifeline or the Salvo stores and pick up something that's old and in need of some TLC, and get your staple gun out and make it like brand new again. Probably wondering what I'm doing under my frangipani tree. Well, that's because this is where my favourite vegetable grows. This fern here is an asparagus fern, and the asparagus fern, if it's treated well, will give you asparagus spears every spring for the next 20 years. That's pretty amazing, isn't it, for one plant? Now, I've only planted one plant, which was kind of silly, but I am the only person in my family that eats asparagus, so we don't get a bumper crop from it. But what I normally do is, if I'm in the garden and I see a spear is popping its head up out of the ground, I'll go and snap it off, stuff it in my mouth and eat it up right then and there, because there's nothing better than fresh asparagus. There's one little spear here, it's a little bit small, so I won't disturb it today. But basically that's what you need to do, is just break it off and stuff it in your mouth. Yummy. The good thing about asparagus is it's full of vitamins, and particularly when it's this fresh, has loads of vitamin A, B1, B2 and C, and as I said, it'll produce that lovely asparagus for 20 years for you. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can grow asparagus. If you do it from seed, it actually takes a long time, actually up to 2 years before it starts producing, so you're really best off getting a crown from your garden centre. They're 2 years old already, and you plant those into the ground, and within 12 months then you'll have some asparagus growing. The idea is to plant in winter, and that's the time also when I would cut this bushy plant down and let it regenerate. Oh, I did see a spear in here. Let's pick this one. There you go, look at that, isn't it beautiful? Anyway, plant in winter. By next spring you'll have your crop of asparagus growing, and that's then the time to give it a big haircut, put some fresh mulch around to keep it tidy, and to keep the soil nutrient content going, and just let it go for the next year. And yeah, every year you'll have some asparagus growing out that you can nibble on or put in a salad. So that's about growing asparagus. In this series I'm going to take you through a number of different vegetable plants that I like to grow and teach you how to grow them. So I hope you enjoy. Love to see you on the next video, and in the meantime pop on over to the blog www.farewellmymanicure.com. I'd love to see you there. Bye for now.